When I meet people for the first time, I can tell really, really quickly if they are on their assignment from the Lord. Sadly, I don't actually get to meet a lot of people that are actually in their assignment. Now, that might be because the Lord put it in me to bring people to that. So therefore, he has to send me the people that aren't doing it. It could be that. Or it could be that there are so few people that are actually saying yes to their calling. So many people are dreamers and not doers. So when I meet someone for the first time, I can tell by how they speak, how they act, how they move, how they dress, the words they use, the mannerisms they use. I can tell if they're in their assignment from God. So I want to offer those things to you today. And if you choose to, you can be self-reflective and you can ask yourself, am I holding these traits? Is this something that I actually need to work on? Why do I have this trait? Why am I doing this? Now, the first trait that I see in someone that's not on their assignment is that they're blaming everyone in their life for not being on their assignment. Now, my opinion, and this is just my personal opinion as a woman, an individual who blames other people for their circumstances is probably the most unattractive quality that you could see in a person. That's just my opinion. I know there are plenty of bad traits out there in us as humans. We all have a fallen nature. But someone who blames other people or other things for their circumstances, in my opinion, is extremely unattractive. Probably the most unattractive thing. Now, the reason that I say that is probably because I am a very resilient woman. People know my testimony. They know what I've come through. And I've always managed to pick myself up and move forward. And the Lord has always had mercy on me and helped me to get back on my feet every single time. And so if someone wants to come to me and say, well, I can't do my assignment because of this, that, and the other, to me, you don't want it enough. Because you have to be on fire for the Lord. You have to want it. Because the Lord can give you the assignment. You can feel that calling. In fact, people that, find me, usually they have that calling, but they're not doing anything about it. They just talk about it, or they complain about it, or they blame. Now, the reason someone wants to blame a circumstance or a person for their reason as to why they're not doing what they're being called to do is simply because they don't want to do the thing they're called to do. They're either scared of it, they're afraid of the judgment of people, they're afraid they're going to get it wrong, they're afraid they're going to get it right. Plenty of people are afraid they're going to get it right because it's going to separate you from the crowd. They'd rather blend in. So there's lots of reasons why people are afraid to do it. Sometimes it's curses on their life. Sometimes it's actually nothing to do with you. Sometimes it's curses. They need deliverance. They need prayer. Sometimes it's demonic oppression. There can be definitely things like that. In fact, once you're saved, you have to go through a deliverance. Otherwise, you're kind of in limbo. I see. That's how I've seen it. That's how I've witnessed it. So we need that. But a lot of the time, we are just too scared to actually pick up our cross. And so we make excuses. And when someone is making excuses, they need someone to blame. So that could be you. Someone could be blaming you right now, or you could be blaming someone else. But if I'm having a conversation with someone who has made their circumstances and the people in their life an idol, so much to the point where they're affecting your choices, you can't be on your assignment. Because part of your assignment is to say, I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care what people's opinions are. I don't care what it's going to look like to other people. This fire in me is so big, it has to come out. It has to come out. The love of Christ in me is so big, if I don't get it out, I'm going to burst. So from that perspective, there's really no choice but to go forward onto your assignment. But, that choice is yours. So I see people that blame others. I know you're not on your assignment. The second thing is how you treat people in general. I got into this industry in 2015, so it's now been 10 years. Oh my goodness, okay, it's been 10 years. So in that 10 years, never not once, and there's no exception to this, never not once has anyone who is following the steps that God has put out for them, never have they judged me or criticized me. Never. It's never happened. Now, that's not to say I haven't been judged or criticized. I get judged and criticized all their time. But it's never by someone who's actually doing what the Lord is telling them to do for their life. Never. Because let's think about it. Let's look at the difference between having success, knowing why you're here and executing it, having success and then not having it. Well, when you have success, first of all, there's no trying to get out of bed in the morning. That doesn't exist. It is, I'm awake, I'm alive. I am yours today, Lord. Breathe on me. Give me everything you have. Light me on fire. Shepherd me today. Where are we going? Every single day. That happens every single day. Now, it might happen a little bit less sometimes and a little bit more sometimes, but it's happening every single day. You are alive. You have been resurrected. You are alive. You know why you're here. You have an assignment. You are executing it. You are excited. You are content. You are peaceful. You are on fire for Christ. In that day, every day, when is there time to look at someone else and judge them? When is there time to think about how other people are doing things and finding fault in them? You are, first of all, so content with your life that contentment and that peace is going to overflow onto people. It's going to overflow onto people. It's going to be happy. It's going to overflow onto people. You're excited, you're on fire. It's going to be an overflow of that. If there is an overflow of judgment and criticism and ridicule, chances are you're probably not that happy, which means you probably don't know why you're here. Because why would someone be unhappy? Well, let me think. I'm waking up every day to a job I hate, or to a family that I'm struggling with, or I'm waking up alone and I don't want to be alone. I'm waking up and I'm trying to figure out why I'm here. I'm waking up and I think I know why I'm here, but I'm not doing anything about it. Yeah, what's going to overspill from that person is probably criticism and misery. And we're going to blame others, we're going to criticize others, and we're going to criticize them for doing the thing that we need to do. Something I say to my clients is this, and they always laugh at me when I say this, but I genuinely mean it. I hope that as your ministry begins, whatever it is, I hope that people will judge you. I hope that people will criticize you and your message, because every one of my clients has a message. I hope your message gets critiqued, dragged through the mud, ripped apart. I hope that happens to you. And people go, well, that sounds awful, or I don't think you're the mentor for me. Well, let me tell you why I tell you this. Because it means you're doing it. It means you're trying. It means you're on the way. If you've never had someone judge you or criticize you for forging that path, for finding the way there, you're not doing it. You're just not trying. You can't say you're doing it until you've been accused of being a false prophet. Then you know you're doing it. That's how you know. It's like a boop, gold star, come to the front of the class. You've been called a false prophet. That means you must be trying to do something, because without trying to do something, no one's going to criticize you, no one's going to stop you, no one's going to have an opinion of you. So look for the judgment, look for the ridicule, prepare for it. It's a very good sign. It's a very healthy sign, I think. Okay? So the next trait is when people tell me that they're trying. Huh? Trying what? I'm trying to find my purpose. Or I'm trying to do my purpose. What do you mean you're trying? There is no trying in the kingdom. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Trying is you trying to lead God. Your assignment, which is the area, or let's just call it, if we go back to Genesis, it is the land that the Lord has given you authority over. That is your assignment, to rule and reign over that. And every person that steps onto that land, it's your responsibility to take care of them. So, if God gives you that land, here's the land. I designed this land just for you. It's the right size, the right shape. All the ratios are there. They're on point. I designed it just for you. And I made it so that someone just like you would know exactly how to take care of it. That's why I designed it. I looked at your characteristics and I thought, well, they're like this, this, and this. So they need land like this, this, and this. So I made the land for you and I'm giving it to you. So all you have to do is be yourself and the land will flourish. Where's the trying in that? There's no trying in that. So if you're trying, you're probably in someone else's garden. First of all, that's trespassing. And second of all, you're going to get frustrated and think that you're doing it wrong, which you're not doing it wrong. You're probably doing the right thing in the wrong garden. That's all. That's what I did. Hello. I was chosen from a very young age. All the gifts that I had from a very young age were extremely overwhelming. I mean, waking up at night and seeing spirits and demons in your room is not fun. And what happened was that as I got older, I thought there's a calling on my life, there's a calling on my life, there's a calling on my life. I knew it. God was calling me. But I was like, I can't hear him, right? Because God is so veiled in this world. He's so hidden, not because he's hiding, but because people have hid him. And so people go, well, there's a calling on my life. I must be a psychic then. I must be a medium. I must be a tarot reader. I must be a this, that, and the other. And what's happening is that they're going after their calling before they've had their salvation. You can't do that. You will only really discover your calling once you've had salvation. The saved get called. You cannot be called until you're saved, and you cannot be saved and never called. So think about that. You know you have a calling on your life. Are you trying to run ahead? Are you trying to forge your way forward before the Lord has really told you what your actual assignment is? The next trait of someone who is not on their calling is the way they present themselves. I know. People are going to be very upset. But you represent the kingdom. When you're on your assignment, it starts inwardly and gets expressed outside of yourself. So what I notice is that when someone knows who they are, knows what their assignment is, they know who they are, why they're here, they know how to do it, they are confident in doing it, they show up that way physically too. They do. Because it's such a, having that assignment is such a precious gift. You see how precious you are to the Lord because of it. You see how splendid it is. And naturally, out of respect, you take care of it, right? Like, if the Lord gives you a gift, you take care of it. For me, everything I receive in my life is from him. I do not receive anything from people. I receive it from him through people, right? He'll use people to bring me the thing, but it comes from him and I can always sense that. And I can always feel that path. So that means that if my Heavenly Father has given me something, whether it's a little present or a word of advice or he's shepherding me, whatever it is, a friend, a word, whatever it is that he gives me, it feels so precious and delicate when I receive it that I want to take real good care of it. So the reason I'm able to do that is because I see that that's how he sees me and that's how he sees you. So he sees me as so precious that I would be uncomfortable not making an effort with what he gave me. So if I see that someone is lazy in their efforts to take care of themselves, it's a big clue that they're not on their assignment. Because they can be baptized with holy water, but they haven't been baptized with holy fire. someone that's baptized with the holy water without fire yet can still come under the sin of slothfulness. And the sin of slothfulness will take away your ability to see the preciousness of life sometimes. That's all I'm going to say on that. The last point I want to make is the difference in the men and the women. A woman on her assignment will bring with her peace, joy. She'll bring a childlike nature with her, and she'll bring that softness. So a woman's strength and power is in her softness. A man's strength and power is actually in his roughness, his toughness. One of the ways that the enemy has plagued humans is to get men to be women and women to be men. So some women, you know, when they're at their weakest, it's usually when they're trying to be masculine. And when men are at their weakest, it's when they're trying to be feminine. In fact, trying might not even be the word. It just is. So some of the clients that I've had to prepare for their ministry with, you know, some of their part of the assignment was to soften them. You know, to get them to stop trying so hard, to get them to be more restful, to get them to speak slower, more clearly. And with the men, I don't tend to work with men very often. It's very, very rare because I'm a woman. I don't believe in leading men in this area. But the problem that I see with men is that they are placid. Now, if a man is wanting to get onto his assignment, then he needs fire. He's got to be on fire for Christ. He's got to be able to roar. And a lot of men can't. A lot of men are, oh, but I don't know, I feel. Okay? You feel everything? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a man feeling. In fact, if a man can't feel, he's not going to make a good husband. But he's got to be on fire for the Lord. He cannot be afraid of his masculinity. Now, masculine men offend people. Feminine women offend people too. But masculine men offend people. You got to learn to do it anyway. If you're not offending anyone, are you even trying? I know you're not trying to offend anyone, but you're going to. Your masculinity will offend feminine men and masculine women. It will be a breath of fresh air for a feminine woman, and vice versa. So if the roles are reversed, you're going to find it very difficult to be in your assignment. So if a woman, being someone that works with women, if you're a woman who cannot figure out why she's here, you probably need to stop for a minute. You probably need to be quiet for a minute, be in the quiet for a minute, right? Probably need to slow down. Stop trying to multitask, go from one thing to the next. I got this to do, this to do, this to do, this to do. Having more things to do doesn't make you righteous. Being busy doesn't make you a hero. Oh, that's one of the first things that my Heavenly Father told me. In fact, one of the first things he said to me when I could really hear his voice was, trying to save everyone doesn't make you a hero, it makes you a fool. Okay. I take that. I take that. So that's a huge clue. Because feminine women can change lives. There's a beautiful saying. If a man wants to be close to a woman, he has to first know God. And I take that quote very seriously because I say, if anyone wants to know me, now I'm a huge recluse, so good luck. But if anyone wants to know me, they have to first know the Lord. Otherwise, they won't understand me. They won't recognize me. And maybe it's the same for you too. If people want to know you, they have to know God first to get to you. So women, their strength is in the way they speak, their vulnerability, their softness. If your car breaks down and a man comes over to help you and you're shouting and screaming and ranting and raving, chances are that man's going to say, probably not the right thing to do to help, seems a bit dangerous, he'll probably walk away. But if he sees you in your softness and he sees you in a vulnerable moment where you are struggling and you need help, he will help. And if that message makes you hear anything other than what I just said exactly, then there's a deliverance that has to happen. Because if women are offended by me saying that men are great helpers and that we need men, then you need a deliverance. So this message goes to men and women. Men who are stuck in their feelings, stuck in the past, are likely not on their assignment, because your assignment isn't in the past. It's not. You can look back at your life and see where the Lord was preparing you, and that's about as helpful as the past is. That's about as much as you can get from the past. The rest of it is creating the future. Now, if you are someone who is stuck in the past, who needs to just be heard and seen, then it's not time for you. It's maybe time for a deliverance, or it might be time for some quiet time with Papa G. But, you know, there are 3 different types of clients that find my work. The first is someone that's like, Laura, I heard your testimony and I think that something's happening. Like, I keep seeing Jesus' name everywhere, or people keep talking about Jesus, or that, yeah, he's lining you up for salvation. God will always prepare you for the thing he's about to give you. Satan won't. He'll just give it to you. He won't teach you how to do anything with it. He won't teach you how to take care of it. He'll give it to you, you'll lose it, and then you have to go chase it again. That's how Satan works. God doesn't work like that. God prepares you for what he's going to give you. So the first client is usually on their calling. Like, I think the Lord is calling me. Like, I think I'm being called into salvation. I'm going to be saved. There's those clients. Second client is the saved clients, the people that have been through their salvation, that have had some kind of encounter or realization or experience that has made them give their life to Christ. And those clients, the work that they usually ask me to help with is understanding life through saved eyes, because it's different. Kingdom living is different. And the third client is the chosen client, the client that was chosen from birth. They've had a calling on their life their entire life. And many of them are lost in their thoughts, their emotions, their feelings, and a lot of them are stuck because they keep talking about their assignment and not actually doing it. So I always give this disclaimer. If someone wants to have me as their mentor, I say, what are you looking for? And if they are someone that is looking for to dig around in their past, if they're someone that wants to get validation for what they've been through, if there's someone that wants to talk at me instead of to me for an hour, I say, I'm not your teacher. I won't let myself be used in the wrong capacity. I'm not coming over to your garden. You know, I'm inviting you onto mine because I have the garden. I have the land. And I want you to have land too. But I know that you'll never get land if you keep focusing on someone else's, or talking about someone else's, or talking about the land that you don't have. I'm not in the industry of feeding demons. I'm in the industry of delivering you from them, but I don't feed them. And feeding demons is complaining about people, complaining about the past, complaining about what you've been through. Or so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that, or my ex-husband did this, and the kids are doing this, my mum did this. Ugh, that is, again, an extremely unattractive quality in a person. If you want to be different in this world, if you want to stand out, in fact, following the kingdom is going to get you to stand out. Stop complaining about stuff. Stop complaining. Stop being so ungrateful. It's unattractive. I'm not saying you are unattractive. I'm saying it is unattractive. And there's a lot of people that are chosen that are lost, and they just want to be told something that makes them feel better. They watch videos all day of the chosen ones, but they never actually go and choose themselves to say yes to their calling. They don't do that. They just watch videos about it because it makes them feel better. Right? I say to my clients, if you see a video like that, the chosen ones, why you're so special, do not watch that. It says in the book of Revelation that a lot of people are just going to be self-obsessed and they just want their ears tickled. Don't do that. Don't be the person that just listens. To be the person who does something about it. Because if you're someone that just feels like there's a calling on your life and you're not doing anything about it, you're no different to anyone else. I'm sorry. I know people get upset by that, but I'm kind of trying to trigger you into waking up. Because when are you going to do something about it? When are you going to not just be the person that talks about it? When are you actually going to do it and say yes to it? There's not that much time left. What are your reasons for not doing it? Like, really, it's a real question. What are your reasons for not doing it? What are you scared of? What are you addicted to? You're gonna have to sacrifice things for the purpose. To a degree, you're gonna have to sacrifice some part of your life. Right? I have no social life. I am a recluse. I really am a recluse. I really am a recluse. If you see me outside, it's because I've decided to do the Lord's work outside instead of inside. That's it. That's all that's happening there. Is that instead of writing my book inside, I've decided to write it outside. Right? Or I'm taking a half an hour break in the gym or something. Like, I'm a recluse. I say no 90% of the time to social events. I say no to 90% of the people that want to work with me because I am here for a very specific few. And if someone is asking me to step away from my one-on-one time with the Lord, there's a price to pay for that. And I have to want to do that. That's how important the assignment is. But that's how specific the assignment is. That's how specific the assignment is. You're not for everyone. If you were for everyone, you'd be at the front of the shop window. That window that you see when next time you go into town and you walk past a jewelry store, every single item, it doesn't matter how sparkly it is, doesn't matter how much money it costs, every single item in the window of that shop is not valuable. Because, especially if they leave it in that window overnight. So anyone could break that window and steal every single item in that window. So the person that chooses the things that go in the window has to know that if that thing got stolen, wouldn't be the worst thing. It's not going to be the worst thing. The things that they would never want taken are in velvet boxes at the back of the store in a vault. If you have an assignment from the Lord on your life, you should be placing yourself in the velvet box in the back of the shop in the vault. And you are taken out at very specific times, and you take yourself out, you are taken out by the Lord only for those who are serious about buying you. They're serious about choosing you. There are so many people that do not recognize the value of what God has called them to do. They don't recognize it, so they say yes to everyone. Oh, I've got a new client. Yes. I say, hold on. This is what I do with my clients, right? Because they say, oh my God, I've got my first client. Hold on. It doesn't matter if you've got your first client yet. Is it the right person for you? It doesn't matter if they've said yes. Lots of people say yes to the jewelry in the front window. They walk past it looks shiny. They say yes, it's easy. But you're not in the shop window. You're out the back. So it doesn't matter if they want you. Do you want them? Is God assigning them to you? Now, when you are on your purpose, you will recognize the people that God has assigned to you. You'll just recognize them. It's a very easy transaction. It's a very easy process. You have fun. The clients that I work with, I love them to pieces. Love them to pieces. It's never a burden to hear from them. It's never a burden to respond to them. It's never a burden to talk to them. It's never a burden if they want to extend their services and work with me longer. It's never a burden, ever, because the people that God has given me are people for me. The people that God will give to you are people for you. But if you keep saying yes to everyone that walks in the shop, you're not going to differentiate. And then you're going to start to think that you're not on your assignment because you're saying yes to everyone. You're not here to say yes to everyone. If you're saying yes to everyone, then you're probably idolizing something else. You're either idolizing that someone chose you and you're thinking, oh my God, someone chose me. Oh my God, this is special. Or you're doing it for the money. We don't do this for the money. The money comes, don't get me wrong. In fact, good luck not making money when you step into the river of anointing that the Lord has called on your life. Good luck. Good luck not making money. It comes with the territory, and you need money to build a ministry and you need money to serve people. But a lot of people will criticize you for that. So just prepare for that. But we are saying yes to the people that are serious about us. And so when you're on your calling, you are going to be able to discern who the Lord has for you by how graciously they enter your life. Having a crowd of 10 people that all want to work with you is not a flex. One of my favorite quotes, and I'm not going to say this right, was Audrey Hepburn, who said something to the effect of, a sign of refinement is what you say no to. If we say yes to everything, what does that say about us? It's actually what you say no to that categorizes what type of person you are and what kind of assignment that the Lord has put on your life. I hope this video helps you. I hope it blesses someone. I love you guys. See you in the next one.